I'm just going to use this opportunity to answer a question that got on the internet. Uh, it was a skeptical question, but it's a very important question, which is basically how is this spiritual development what we're doing? Fajin, basically. How is rebounding and using life force got anything to do with spiritual development? Well, the short answer is you're building awareness of something outside of form, right? Which is, at first level, is life force. And then you go up the vibrational scale, as we know, astral, mental, akasha, and light. But the other aspect is our ability to influence the energy the way we want to do it, right? So there's physical evolution, right? We use life force for, right? There's astral or character evolution, there's mental evolution, and then the evolution of the spirit itself, right? So it's a vibrational scale of all comes down to evolution, yeah? So if you're completely devoted just to the spiritual path, that's completely fine. But for that, you renunciate everything and you go just purely on that, right? But for most of us, we want evolution in the whole vibrational scale, right? So that's why we work with the Fajin methods, which gives us an objective measurement on how well we're doing something, right? There's a physical measurement of, all right, I'm occupying that much space, I'm using this much energy, and I'm able to do it with this person, not so much, that person. So we're getting a measurement on where we're at in our development, right? So now when we go into do any sort of meditative practices, we know that our mind is influencing energy for certain outcomes, right? So that's the main benefit of all the Tai Chi practices that I use it for as a universal method, right? And then you can take it off into different aspects such as healing, martial arts, anything you want, because the underlying principle is my mind can influence energy and which influences form, right? Once you get to that conclusion and it's really clear in your head and you've validated that with many, many different practices and experimentation that you've done, it just becomes normal. We want to get to that stage where we release any doubt of the process. And the way you do that is through practice, yeah? And so you'll notice like the people that rock up in the afternoon, there's an extra level of dedication because this is not easy work. To do it day in, day out, it's not easy to get that physical component in as well. Because when you're mentally exhausted, because when you're doing like 4 hours of meditation and stuff, people are like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a nap, yeah? But you push yourself, this is where you need the willpower. And what I've noticed is like, since I've been training this, people who do both meditation and the physical training, physical meaning like fascia building and paying attention to energy and all that, they're the ones who progress the fastest. People who just do meditation, they're having experiences where their mind just goes into the astral realms, like, whoa, that was amazing and stuff, which is completely fine, but you're limiting your evolution to just that, awareness, basically, right? And people who just do rebounding, they're stuck in form, right? So you need both. If you do both, say, I reckon 50-50 is good. So if you got 2 hours time to practice, an hour of rebounding and an hour of meditation, really good, right? If you got 8 hours, 4 hours of rebounding, but when we talk about rebounding, it's not all fascia, right? So I would put an hour into, say, fascia, where I'm just developing the elasticity of the body, and then we go into more the metaphysical aspects of rebounding, where we're using more mind and energy, right? So when you do your mind map, get that really clear. The more clear you make it, the easier the progress and like you'll have with this whole thing. If it's too vague in your idea, in your mind, then your growth rate will be vague as well, which is a mistake I made at the beginning. Like I know, I understand, it's all in my head. Nah, put it on paper, make it super clear, and your progress will be so much faster. Like I made a lot of mistakes at the beginning, and for everyone that I teach, I'll highlight that so they don't make the same mistakes. You know, I used too much physical consciousness because that's all I knew, right? I didn't like let go and bring that up into the mind. Okay, we're developing the mind primarily here, so you have to let go of the physical at some point. The sooner you do that, the faster the progress will be. Yeah, and does that make it clear? Right? Because it's a super important question, you know, for a lot of people, because we're trying to create this bridge. Yeah, we're trying to make this available to as many people as possible, there'll be a lot of resistance because it's, as you know, it can get very abnormal in the normal standards. Sorry? Yeah, and so like, you know, when we talk about like spirituality, there's a group consciousness idea of what that is. You know, it's just meditate and bliss out and relax and that sort of stuff. Yeah, anyways, hope that answers the question.